we're back. Hello. Welcome back.
Hello.
Blades with the proper names in the stream. The Fusewrights
Okay.
Union. We're gonna have a vampire scene right now. I think we'll just jump into it. We're halfway through the stream. It's not like we have to say what happened before. So, Grine, we see you visiting Stasia for some much needed stress relief, or what is it exactly?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick it up like as we were doing that summoning of
okay, so we see the door
Sierra.
shut.
We see Grind's perspective of the ghost, how it like changes depending on who's looking at her.
Mm-hmm.
And like as she is materializing, what Grind sees is like the first time he ever saw Sierra. Like her hair's up in a bun. She's like wearing proper sort of clothes because she worked in the library at the university. Like she just had a shit job of stacking books.
Oh, she was a page. Okay.
Yeah. And because of like the discomfort of what Zaid's putting out there because of that whole effect, I think like it's sort of like the Terminator trying to find the form that works in the lava, you know, the T-1000.
Yeah.
And she keeps like shifting between visages of herself. So Grind just gets like snapshots of their entire marriage.
Fun. Okay, so you see like maybe one where she's like tear stained and her makeup's ruined and stuff, or one where like this is and then
and that's why Grind just leaves, because he can't handle it. Like after the door shuts, I think you see Grind like take off his glasses. There's a couple of tears like coming down his face, and then there's a stern look on his face. He just whips the glasses down the hallway and leaves. And he brings himself up to Night Market, up to the Devil's Tooth. Walks in, pretty much makes a scene and demands like more than is safe for most people.
Oh, okay. Fun.
See, that's an unexperienced bar. You don't just go up and I would like 12 beers, please. You ask for one at a time.
Yeah,
well,
the finest of
thing, like-
marijuanas.
Yeah, he does that, but Stasia comes out, tries to calm him down, like takes him in the back. They end up.
Kember probably gives you a look.
Yeah, they go in the back. They partake. There's a bunch of. I'm not going to get into the whole scene. I don't think, because it's just
a guided
depressing.
session.
But yeah, but there's, you know, working through the trauma and everything, they end up getting a little close and very tipsy. And one thing leads to another, and Grind's working out his stress in more physical ways at the end of the scene. We can just say that and close it off.
Bare knuckle fight.
He enters the fight pits.
Why don't you? Are you actually like you are rolling to indulge your vice?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with that.
No, that sucks. All right, 3.
Okay.
It's been a while.
I think for some reason I don't think this really helps with stress in the long term, especially given that. Is this like an overnight thing? Do you fall asleep? Do you like spend the night there, or?
Yeah, I imagine it's less of a planned overnight thing and more we did enough of whatever substance was available that we just passed out.
Okay. Perfect. I think the door bursts open several hours later. An unfamiliar, you see, like I think that you were passed out when we hear someone like running up the stairs and say like grind. It's Sierra's voice, but when the door bursts open, it's not someone who does not look like Sierra at all. So like if Sierra had like auburn hair, or what did she look like?
I'm picturing redhead actually, like
Okay.
like you're yeah.
Yeah, because Zaid is redheaded.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this woman has like pitch black like raven hair, basically. Like I imagine actually kind of like Yennefer's hair from Witcher 3. So she bursts in. She's like grind, and you're literally in bed with Stasia, or not in bed, on the couch or something.
Yeah,
with her.
like half on the bed, one leg on the couch, just
Yeah, yeah. And I think you were woken up when the door itself bursts open. Both of you are, and her face just stops in shock. She's frozen there for a bit. Do you want to like? You don't. You.
Yeah, I think like the eyes just very heavily open, and they're just as weird as Grind's eyes are normally. Now they're bloodshot, and it's a mess. And he looks up and Lilac and Goose. Who are you?
You see this woman is just like trembling, doesn't say anything, staring at you in a pure expression of shock and rage. I am gonna make a fortune roll for her.
Seems fair.
Skirmish roll?
No, this is to see if
like,
she is going
lead
to
into the skirmish roll.
disappear and like just leave and just disappear, or attack.
Wait, which is which? Let's lay the table before we flip it over.
I think on a high roll she will disappear. On a low roll
Okay.
she will probably attack and then disappear, or
Let's hope.
leave.
Hoping for high rolls
So
here.
I'm gonna roll
Crit.
3 dice. I'm gonna roll 3 dice. On a crit she's gonna attack both of you. On a success she's gonna attack just Stasia.
Oh, I thought on the high roll she leaves.
Oh yeah, my mistake. Yeah. Okay.
So lower is better.
Lower is bad. Yep. 3.
Lower is bad?
In that case, lower is bad. I'm gonna roll 1 die then.
Okay.
To see how this goes. 5. Okay. So she's not gonna attempt to kill anyone, which is good. But I don't think she leaves without doing some damage. I think she still has her hand on the door, and you just hear this like metal sound of her like crushing the door handle in fury and rage with her newfound strength. I think that's exactly what she does. She's going to cause some property damage before she goes. She doesn't hurt anyone in a lasting way.
Stasia is so fired. Like, this has got to be the last straw.
I think that's actually what happens as a result of this. The long-term effect is
she gets fired.
She gets fired. Yeah. I think that she like storms out. The door like rips off its hinges as she storms out. Just like clatters to the
Nail
ground.
tracks in the wall.
Yeah,
I do just want to point
probably.
out
Someone is like coming. Yes.
Vampires earn XP when they display dominance or slay without mercy.
You're not wrong.
If you're looking for motivation,
But that's why I only rolled
Motherfucker,
one
same
die.
team. Same team.
How are we on the same team?
I only rolled one
Vampire
die.
wife
Listen,
took her head off.
I only
This is
rolled
the
one
team.
die.
I
I rolled one die to see what would happen, and the dice decreed it.
I think property damage displays dominance if you
but
literally
displaying
rip the
dominance
door
is-
off.
it's
She
still
ripped it
being
off. No,
non-attack
it's more than that.
motivation.
As she goes downstairs, someone tries to stop her, and she does the like cheap TV show where she throws someone, and then it cuts partway through the show, and they're like and like fly across the room. She does that. She probably destroys a few windows and scares everyone out of the place as she leaves. And she vanishes. I think like she you guys, none of you know where she has went. She's a
I think
on the loose.
yeah, Grind like hears her voice and there's enough recognition there. I think he's like running down the stairs trying to put on his pants.
Yeah.
But she's just gone.
She's gone when you go outside. You're like, yeah, you probably, as you get downstairs, you see her exit and like turn the corner, but when you go to that corner, she's just nothing. When you like sort of stumble back to the Devil's Tooth, Kember is telling Stasia to pack her things. You're done. Get out of here. Stasia is like still like covering herself and like very apologetic, and she gives you a look, Grind, like of confusion and pain and not quite sure what happened. She
Same
definitely-
look. Same look.
Yeah. Yeah. She's gonna try and just go home. Do you want her to talk to her or go with her at all, or later?
I mean, yeah, I'll like bring her home and try to make some sense of what the hell just happened. And it's totally that awkward thing where two friends did something that they never really meant to do, you know. So it's a very halted, awkward conversation the whole way back.
Yeah. I think she is going to want to not see you for a while, unless you want to do something to change her mind on that, or like to see how well that talk goes.
Yeah, I would probably like, try to smooth things out as best as possible. Like Grind he's not an ass. Like,
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's up to you, but I could see both Sway and Consort for this.
Same role. So,
Okay.
um,
This is free play, I imagine, so that there'll be position effect.
yeah.
Okay.
You could offer her a job?
Yeah.
There's
Would
enough
be
recognition
separate.
that I know my dead wife is in another body. I don't want her in my house. Like, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Your position here will be, I think, kind of desperate. She just got fired for sleeping with you accidentally after doing drugs with you. I don't think she's going. Actually, no. You know what? This will be probably limited effect.
She doesn't really want to talk to you right now.
Yeah, this will be limited effect and risky. This won't be desperate position. This will be
Okay.
Yeah, risky limited.
And
But you
I'm
can
going
always
to
push it to desperate.
No, I'm going to reflect the fact that Grind is like by default bad at this and not take anything and just roll what I got.
All right. Let me switch to
1. I rolled a 1.
So you're kind of you're trying to talk to her, but she's just kind of quiet, or maybe occasionally nodding and sort of being very much a passive listener. She's not really engaging with you. She's zoned out. And then she, at the end, like, thanks you for walking her home, asks if you're going to be all right. And then when you bring up, like, anything in the future, she's like, I need some time, Grind. I need to think. I need to find a new job.
That's understandable. Still, if you need anything. And he just like looks down at the ground and
and she gives
ends up
you
walking away.
she gives you like a very small nod. Like, I hear you, but it's not clear if that's something she'll actually take up. I think. Is it fair to, for now, remove her from? No, I don't. You know where she is. You know how to contact her. So I'd say just negative on the friends list. She's still on the list. Because
Negative or just lose
before?
the positive? She was positive.
Oh, she was
before.
positive. Okay, then neutral. Yeah.
Okay.
No longer positive.
Yeah, it's just ghosted. Just
Yeah.
there is no stance here.
Well, it's because we got unghosted that she's ghosting you.
Mm-hmm.
Always a ghost in Grind's life. Okay. Perfect. That went splendidly. So, who still has downtime actions, and what do they want to do?
I've got a floating one left,
Eat.
but
I do
We need
want to
to choose
have
the
one with the Phoenix, but that will be when and if they are scouring and doing the rooftop patrols kind of thing.
Mhm.
So
I
Jordan, I'll
had
let
a
you say
free
what
play
it is.
thing, but Marissa, you still have one left, right? Like one base one left?
I've
Or-
got one base one left, yes. Sure, let's go with that. I wanted to basically spend that base time action working with the vultures again.
Hmm.
Yeah, using
With
prowl. Pardon?
You previously observed them. I don't know if you've worked with them before.
No, you had me like wandering into their boats and talking with them. So
I thought you were just passively observing them from a distance, is what I thought I saw it as. We go
Okay.
check.
well, that was how I had described it. I had understood it too.
Okay, I might be misremembering.
Either way, in this case, I guess if they don't know anything about me, basically going to offer, hey, I'll play lookout, I'll help you out. What can we do? I do to help here.
Okay, so you're kind of doing
Basically
some
trying to
side work for them.
fill up that clock, and at the end of this, see if we can maybe get a meeting together to get some more supply.
That's fair. With the vultures, or what do you mean with the crew?
I am sorry, my volume cut out midway through that.
Meeting with the vultures about more supply, or with the rest of the player characters' crew about getting more supply?
With the vultures.
Okay. Yeah, let's see how this goes. I think that if you do well enough, we can probably toss in that meeting, because it would be a job for them, kind of.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're keeping an eye out, and what action are you using to work for them?
I was angling towards the prowl on the heading around unseen, but it's basically a matter of trying to make sure that no one who's not supposed to isn't coming near to wherever they're at.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, let's have that long-term project worked on.
Okay. So position does not matter because long-term project, no bonus dice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goes up by
that
one
worked
tick. I think it isn't necessarily that you don't do well. I think they assign you work that's only fit for like an actual 14-year-old kid, not for someone of your capabilities. So you do as best you can in the jobs they give you, but it's very monotonous, boring stuff that you have better skills than what they expect. They don't seem to recognize it strongly. So they appreciate the help, but they're like, yep, just another kid. Even from the Fusewrights Union, it's just a kid. I think you won't get that meeting automatically. I think you can pursue it though in free play. It's still totally a thing. It just, they aren't impressed enough to just immediately talk to you about that. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. I'm going to kind of pick up on that vibe a little bit and realize this is not going to work. I do not have the ability to make this deal myself. Maybe we can come back later if the crew wants, but I can't do this myself, so I'll pass.
Okay. So, I've just started getting sneezy today. We were in the park earlier today, so I wonder if that was part of it.
Is it like pollen heavy this time of year?
I think so.
It is here, but that's a completely different.
Yeah. No, I was fine until basically we started the stream. So strange.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, you do that, and then you can go follow up with them later. Someone else wanted to do something?
I was planning on reducing heat, but I was just gonna spend a coin, but I forgot you had that floating bonus downtime thing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. What does it look like? Like, how do you go about it?
Basically, so heat is just how much the cops are interested in us, right?
Yes, it's a wanted. So it's what they have on file for you, basically, that they can tie you to. If you have a wanted level, then they actually have someone really working a case within the Bluecoats.
Okay.
And like magisters and judges and everything.
So because we don't have a wanted level, there's no like wanted posters for us, right?
You don't have you don't have like a nemesis cop who's like dedicated their life to catching you kind of thing.
Not yet.
Okay. I was thinking of how I can
stage.
Okay, I would like to try to reduce heat with hunt by tracking the cops that are like asking questions, right? And basically trying to lead them in like different directions, right?
Okay.
So like if they're asking about the union, I send my bird in a direction that has nothing to do with us, right? Like
yeah.
Like my bird is seen now a lot in fucking Coleridge.
Exactly.
Right?
Okay.
Like stuff like that.
So, giving them some false hits.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Position and effect don't matter because it's reducing heat, right?
Correct.
Alrighty.
Do you want a devil's bargain?
I'll hear one.
All right. I think for you a devil's bargain. Let's see.
I'm okay with ticking this clock. Costa hits up Zaid.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think you're not the blue coat's not the only one looking for the Phoenix.
Yeah. I will take that
Okay, that goes up by 1.
because I want to reduce as much heat as possible here.
A
A 6.
Ooh,
Nice. So
That
when it
takes
comes- It's
3 ticks.
Oh, it's just 3.
No, wait, not 3 ticks. Hold on. Yeah, 3 ticks.
All right.
We're gonna get a lot of heat this job.
Okay, we've got 4 heat until we're wanted.
Yeah.
I could spend more coin from my stash to like do it again.
you could spend coin to increase the results, right?
Yeah, and that would be an automatic extra too, which would be good.
I
I'll
can
pay
do
it.
that.
You're not going out of your stash.
Okay. Sure. So then it's instead of 3, it's 5.
Yeah, it's 2 more, so we're down to 3 total heat with
Okay.
6 until our wanted.
Nice. Better.
We're still probably gonna get wanted off of this job.
We'll see how it goes.
Well, now we have a chance of not getting wanted.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And then
So I think yeah.
I was gonna say as part of this like misdirection plan,
Yeah.
I think like if I'm sending the bird over here in Coleridge, I'm like snooping around Char Hollow because I wanna see if my superhero friend is ready to go out on a job.
You're referring
The-
to
The lizard man.
The Lizard King.
what am I Oh,
Because I got him a
Oh.
Akarosi lizard.
It's an
checking on
iguana.
him. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
the iguana. Oh, that's-
Melvier, you check in with Melvier. I think she is there. The bed is empty, and you ask about it, and she says, "Oh, it worked. This time it was slower than yours. They are feeling a bit better now, but they're still in bed and recovering. But their recovery has improved. Did you just like basically feel better the day after? Because it was a gas attack, so it's hard really to tell.
yeah.
Or did it take a couple days? Because it's been like 2 weeks since you gave her that lizard.
I think it took Zaid a couple days, right? Like he probably like fell asleep like everyone else, but he woke up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna make a roll to see how this person is doing.
Does he get iguana strength?
Ooh, okay, no, they're taking a while to
Oh, damn
recover.
it.
They are still recovering. The ritual worked, but they were actually a regular civilian, not a former soldier or anything.
Not a PC.
Yeah, not a player character, not a former soldier.
I can turn them into one though. That's what I want to go
Yes.
for.
But nevertheless, I think she would tell you where they are if you ask.
So they're like conscious, but they're just like at their own bed.
Yeah, they're at their own bed. They're at their own house. They're at home, and that
Mhm.
would be in Crowsfoot because that's where they
They were shot.
They
Yeah.
were a Crowsfoot civilian.
Yeah. I want to go just pay them a visit.
Okay, what does you paying them a visit look like?
Well, I'm gonna guess they're up on like a floor, right? Somewhere like above ground level. So
Yeah.
me paying them a visit is like they're in bed, they look at their window, it's closed, they look back, and it's open with a bird that has a little like note attached to it.
All right. They check what the note is and
Mhm.
are very
It's
suspicious and
it's-
curious.
all it says is what's it gonna? It's gonna be like if you start feeling weird, meet me here, and it's just like under a bridge by our house.
Okay. And
it's just got like a phoenix.
yeah. Why don't you roll to? I think you're. It's up to you if it's sway or consort. I could see you trying to consort with him. Hey, let's be friends because we're both weird, or something like that.
I'd rather sway.
Okay. Both work.
Because that has a dot rather than no dots.
I think your effecture will be limited, and your
Probably risky.
position will be risky.
Cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bump that to desperate, so I get daredevil.
How? Like, if maybe they don't show up immediately, do you send another note? Do you start like for the first book of Harry Pottering them, just like letters and letters and letters?
I think I make it risky by giving more information about like how I like was feeling, right? So it's like, hey, when this happened to me, like I'm basically like trying to endear myself more, but in that sense, I'm giving them more information.
Okay, so the first letter has a bit more details to it.
They might be able to figure out that you are the Phoenix.
Which is why the devil's bargain I would like to pose here is a tick on everyone knows who the Phoenix is.
That is great.
So desperate.
Respite normal now. Normal effect. Standard.
Okay, so desperate standard. I'm getting 2 bonus die because of Daredevil.
And the Devil's Bargain. Yep.
Yes. Okay. I want a new deadly friend that is the lizard. That's what I'm going for.
All right.
5. Yes.
Okay. So they meet you. This doesn't give you the I think this. We'll see how this goes.
This makes them open to becoming a superhero.
This makes them meet you. That's what this does. And this is desperate. So I think I know what happens, but I feel bad.
Don't do it. Don't do it to me.
I don't even know, but
I think. So yeah, let's just have the scene. Like you see this person, they're meeting you. The weird black scaled iguana is on their shoulder, and they're waiting at the location.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are alone. If you want to, like,
yeah, they like enter the bridge, and then behind them, I just rappel down.
Okay, cool. They shoot you for level 3 harm.
Yeah.
They only shoot you once. They don't intend to kill you. Or they don't mind if you die, but they don't intend to kill you.
Okay, so this counts as consequences from the roll, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna resist it.
Okay.
So I have -1 die. Huh?
You sure? You don't want to
Yeah.
the bullet wound?
No, because then I have level 3 harm. That's -1 die to everything. If I assume it's free play, I can't be wearing armor, right?
Your equipment refreshes at the beginning of each score, so if you still had empty ones from before, then
I was wearing armor before. I know that.
Did you use it? Because each armor only has one use.
I did use it.
Then you have used it.
Okay. All right.
Until
So I'm going.
Score.
I gotta resist to make it level 2 instead.
Okay.
I only take 2 stress.
Okay. But they shoot you with like just a revolver-esque pistol once.
Mm-hmm.
You're shot, but it's not fatal. And then they like holster the gun after that.
I have 2 shots.
Yeah, and then he just says like, "That's what it's like, taking a bullet that you don't deserve." And this guy is pissed at you. He sees this.
I literally saved your life.
You got me shot. You took me.
It was unintentional.
Yeah, I don't care. You took me to this place. Now I have a new pet. Do you know how expensive iguanas are to feed?
He's mad at me. It was either that or death. Would you rather be dead?
worse
rather
than a
not
cat,
get
and I hate cats.
I'd rather not get shot in the first place. He just comes up to you. He doesn't shoot you or even harm you. He just like shoves you.
Ugh.
It's like, listen, you think that you're doing good. Well, maybe don't get people like me shot for your stupidity. You ran straight through a crowd when people were gunning for you. If you really cared about people, you wouldn't do that. I don't actually remember the.
No, I was facing off with them, and I dodged the bullet, and it hit the dude.
Yeah, so I think he calls you stupid for getting in a gunfight in the middle of a crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
okay, you go first.
I don't care what you think you stand for. I don't care what you think you see between us. He has the letter with him. I don't care what you think you see as similarities between us with you and that bird. And he's like points at Varus, who's either on your shoulder or flying above, I assume.
He's flying above.
Yeah. But just because we both have spirit animals doesn't mean we're the same, buddy.
I understand why you're upset. I'm upset with myself for allowing that to happen. You are going to be the last person that gets hurt because of me.
Go on.
Now, because I saved your life with this spirit animal, did she explain anything or no?
Don't let it die. Take care of it like it's yourself.
Okay.
You know, I've been doing some
That's-
research on how long iguanas live.
A long time.
Yeah.
Longer than birds, so you're good for a while. But I don't know if it's different with me and the bird, but I can see through him and we can mentally communicate. I don't know if it's going to be like that with you. I'm just basing it off of my experience.
Right. Okay. Backs up slightly. That is not a thing that I am experiencing.
It didn't start at the beginning with me either. Just, I want
How
you to
long
be
have you been in the
prepared.
Phoenix?
I tell him the amount of time I've in the Phoenix.
We mentioned that the game started about a year and a half after the night of Long Farewell. So if it was immediately after or something.
So we'll say it's been like a year,
Okay.
right? He's been the Phoenix for a year, so he took half a year to like do his training montage, and then he went.
Yeah. Went and traveled up a mountain, and
Yeah.
your first arch enemy was your mentor, and so everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he just seems like he doesn't want to be a superhero or vigilante. This person just wants to get back to their life and forget everything. Do you want to try and convince them otherwise? They shot you, so you know.
Not now. Not right now. I think
Okay.
I might make it like, if I need some backup, I might make it a project clock, but I just wanted to like open the door, get shot, and then, reassess.
Let's make it a long-term project that is this. You did succeed with consequences, so he shot you, but you succeeded. You can long-term project this, but based on everything else,
It's going to be a long one.
It's going to be a long one. I'm checking what the rules for long-term projects are. After the mission, long-term project. That just says that. Is there something specific on? There's stuff on clocks. I was just checking if there's anything more. Okay. Nope.
You're a pretty good shot. You should probably try and shoot bad people.
I think we'll make it an 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Convince Lizardman to. I think he would become.
He'd probably become one of my dangerous friends, right?
I think it'll be
Or
an
deadly
8
friend.
It'll be an 8 o'clock, yeah, to make him a deadly friend.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Because right
then-
now he's just like a nobody.
Yeah. Actually, let's make it a 6 o'clock, but he'll start off with negative.
Okay.
Yep.
And then what clock would it be to make him neutral?
It'll probably be like 4 o'clocks to increase.
To increase or
Any
decrease.
existing
Okay.
friends, yeah. To decrease will probably
Got
be a
it.
lot easier than to increase.
No, I mean like
Yeah,
increase.
yeah.
Decrease, I just shoot him and then they're like, what the fuck?
Exactly. That's what he did to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
We started off on the wrong foot, but I think we'll be the best super friends.
Yeah. Perfect. I think that I don't know necessarily while you're in Char Hollow putting these people off of your trail, the blue coats and other people. I think, especially because you're taking time to make it harder for people to find you, I think you don't actually. She doesn't find you, but you know, Caslin is looking for you. Adric's sister.
Caslin?
Caslin, Adric's
Oh, okay.
sister, is looking for you.
Okay.
Specifically, and if you, in her mind, she'd like to appear behind you on a rooftop, but you're specifically making sure that people don't find you, so she can't.
So okay. So if I hear she's looking for me, I'm going to allow that to happen, but then without turning around, I'm gonna say, hey Caslin.
Yeah, it's sort of yeah.
Like turn it on its head.
You're gonna Commissioner Gordon her, like you're specifically perching on a rooftop that she can easily walk up the stairs of. And-
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Great. So she does that, and you say then, Phoenix. I wanted to ask you about Adric. How has he been?
God, how? You know what? I'm gonna say this. All right. Well, are you saying like before or after he told me he's a super soldier? Because we did have that conversation. I remember.
How is he now? As a person, is he happy? He was angry at me, but when I'm not there,
I think he likes being useful, but I don't know. I think it might be because he feels like he was meant to be a tool for the war, but didn't get used.
I have no right to ask of this. This is forget Ironborn, forget all of that. I'm asking this to you as a personal favor. Can you keep an eye on him for me? Adric he's different than he used to be. It's not just the usefulness thing, it's used to be like a kid, like a normal kid. Not just physically, but he smiled every once in a while. Now, I don't even feel like I recognize him. I saw something in his eyes when I visited. Something dark. Like he almost didn't even let me leave.
Would we all have known about the ghost or no?
I know.
You never mentioned it except in front of Hicks, who just suddenly backed away.
Yeah, I never acted.
Okay.
It would depend on how well you were feeling and whether or not you noticed with the bird, which I think would have noticed.
The bird, yeah. But also the bird would have been
You were
uncomfortable.
also,
You guys just got home from fighting a bunch of ghosts, so maybe that was why.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You were also very injured.
I was also
Yeah.
very
Be
injured.
forgiven
You
for
are
not
correct.
totally paying attention because
Yeah.
you were
True.
injured.
I was bleeding.
So she just says that, and then she says, he doesn't trust me or want anything to do with me, which is fairly normal for teenagers. She's in her like late 20s, as opposed to she's like almost double Adric's age.
Mhm.
So she says, but you know, he's not your average teenager, and I want to make sure he's okay. You don't owe me anything, but I'll owe you something, okay? If you do this, and
What do you mean by keep an eye on him? Because I've been keeping an eye on him since he joined.
I meant like, I don't know, find out how he's feeling. Is he emotionally healthy? Is the big thing. He has been
Listen,
acting coldly for a while now.
listen. Adric's not only my friend, I guess, I mean, it's weird to say, but, you know, we're friends, but we're also, like, co-workers. Adric told me he was changed after that happened. Not like physically, but also, like, emotionally. So, like, cut him some slack in that regard. I'll make sure he doesn't go, like, psychopath, right? But he talks about opening an orphanage. Maybe help him with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, like, family's a thing that not all of us have. Make sure you hold on to it. I think he feels a little
I'm
bit.
trying.
I think he feels a little betrayed that you're working with, you know, Ulf.
We all need to make money somehow, and I mean, gestures at you. We all want to advance the Skovlander cause. Different methods, same goal.
I think maybe talk about your differences in that regard, but make sure there are sharp objects are not anywhere in the vicinity when that happens. I care about the kid.
I mean, so do I. Just the fact that you have to say that sharp objects thing, and that is not really a joke. That's what worries me.
Well, I mean, have you seen the kid at work?
Yeah.
That's why I'm a sniper. It's kind of weird that the 14-year-old's the muscle, but, you know, he does work.
Yeah. That's sad that they had to turn a 14-year-old kid into, well, a 10-year-old kid at the time, into something like that. For nothing. Didn't even use him in the war. Thank you for the, I guess, advice, and for keeping an eye on him.
And if you ever think Ulf's methods aren't the right way, you know where to find us. I'm sure Adric would be glad to work with you.
Maybe. On both counts.
I still chuck her a business card.
Yeah, you just like the ninja throw and she just catches
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Okay.
Mine's specifically shaped like a bird, though. It's like batarangs.
You sit there for 5 hours, like one night, putting a bunch of bird shapes.
Yeah, and like specifically weighting the edges so they flip properly.
So they could throw, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, too much spare
She
time.
thanks you and she goes.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, she goes to turn back, I'm gone.
Yep. Perfect.
I have two potential bookkeeping things that should be brought up. During downtime, you may pursue 2 downtime activities from the list below. You also recover all your armor uses during downtime, so you might be able to resist that gunshot.
My mistake.
I would like
I don't
to
know
do
if
that.
that carries over into the score, though.
It does. It resets.
So you
That's
won't-
the only time it resets.
So
Yeah,
it
you
looks like
won't have it on the score.
I won't have armor on the score.
Yeah, but unless you go heavy.
yeah, like your gear will reset at the beginning of a score, but whatever armor you already had refreshes the end of one.
Yeah, they see that little button on your character sheet. There's a button that says armor, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, your armor
Oh.
use expires, but you're not specifically carrying that as load, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the armor, usually those two things tick at the exact same time.
With armor
usually when
specifically,
you-
it doesn't.
Yeah, usually when you tick armor and load, you tick your armor use on this, but this would just be ticking the armor use. It doesn't count for the load, but you can't use the armor unless
I
you
can't
have
use the armor
like,
load
heavy-
unless I have the armor use unticked.
Yeah, but you could
could use
use
the
the
heavy
plus
armor.
heavy on the thing, but that would
Yeah.
take up all 5 of those boxes, I think.
Okay, yeah. So
Oh, you could have done that if you want to. reduce
I'm
that.
doing that because I don't want to have less effect on the job.
Okay.
So I'm double shot because my old shot and my new shot.
Mm-hmm.
Same hole. It's weird. Like they shot you the same exact spot.
Yeah.
So I
I
think
feel
the,
like you get grazed and it ends up like ripping your stitches open and stuff.
I think that's what it does. Yeah, he shoots you, and the shot itself doesn't get through your armor. Like after he leaves and walks away angrily, he opens the coat. You open the coat, and the shot's there. But like then you're like, oh, and you see like a couple inches
All my
below the
stitches are
shot,
burned.
you see some bleeding
You feel
coming.
like blood just starts to pour out. It's like,
like,
ah!
oh, and from like a different
Not
spot.
again.
Yeah. We could actually
and the
just
other
make the
thing
harm with
was-
bandages then.
Yeah. And the other thing was, since I had a friend with me on my stress relief, I should have had one more die. If we
Mhm.
can retro that, great. If not, not a big deal.
Yes,
But
you can.
Ooh. I think I have
4. That's
another
one more down. Thank
I
you.
have another idea for downtime, but I'm not going to do it this time. I might make Skurlock a friend because I'm hanging out with him a lot.
I also actually
Yeah.
had something to go to Skurlock about for free play if you wanted to do that.
If you want me to go with you, I will, but I don't need to I'd have to spend a coin to like try and make him a friend to long-term project it, you know?
Well, we need to talk to Skurlock and Satara a little bit anyway, so we could all.
Oh,
go
we
if
could just
you-
make that. Mhm.
Yeah.
In which case, one thing I wanted to do was just, call a group meeting in character.
Okay.
Yes.
You guys do that.
bi-monthly annual meeting of the Fusewrights Union.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
And this time,
bi-monthly annual
if you allow
union
them,
meeting.
your gang is there too.
Yeah. Oh shit! I have to. I probably go to walk downstairs and I see the door open and their boots go and I go, oh shit! I gotta go put on my outfit.
Yeah, like the gang knows they're not allowed to come upstairs in the house, like the bedroom portion.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Strictly Union officers only up the stairs.
Well,
Yeah.
no, it's private quarters. Like,
I don't
they're
even
just, like,
think all of the
private
gang is there. Probably just what was his name? The guy.
because they still
because they still are on
they have-
patrol and doing things. Yeah.
they have jobs that they do. So like a
Yeah.
couple of them show up for the meeting or whatever. Like whoever's.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
foreman. He can disseminate information amongst the gang.
Exactly.
Yeah. What was his name again? I didn't write it
Henner.
down.
Henner,
Yeah, Henner.
I believe.
Let's make a note of that.
Excuse me, I believe his name was Henna.
My name is Henner. This is great. I get to butcher all sorts of accents.
How do you spell Henner?
It's in chat.
Henner.
Oh, 2 N's. Cool.
He's very much the didn't do nothing kind of
Job done,
street
boss.
thug.
Kind of, yeah.
He's the worker from Warcraft.
Yeah. Job done. Job
Stop
done.
poking me.
Yeah.
Now we just need an orc to go work.
Well, that's Hicks's job.
Okay, I'm writing down everything that happened, which is a lot. So you guys talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, so if we're doing a meeting, like I'm sure Hicks has some bullshit union stuff at the top half of the meeting. He talks about new programs we're trying to introduce, what the current goal. There's a whole like garbage pseudo corporate spiel happening.
Zane crosses his arms while he does that, and then does this with his hat.
Letting you go on because you helped him, but otherwise he would be cutting you off around.
Did I help you, or did I leave you passed out on a boat?
I think Grind and Hicks have worked together long enough that Grind just shows up 20 minutes late to the meeting. He knows. Like,
oh god, no one.
All right, so we've got 3 problems, or at least 3 big ones. We need to deal with the fact we've got no supply. We need to figure out what we're doing with Ulf, and we have to deal with the gondoliers' immunity and whatever, and make demons not attack them. What are we going to do?
There's a knock at your door.
Oh,
open the door, shoot them, close the door, come back.
I'll go answer it. I'm already dressed up anyway. I go. I like check out the peephole.
Okay, it's a woman you've never met before. She has like a blonde ponytail and piercing green eyes.
I crack the door and go, "Can I help you?"
Hi, I'm here to see Hicks, please. Hicks Keel.
Selling fucking Amway? Like, who is this?
Could you... One moment, please. I close the door and I go...
I need you to... Something about her is very unusual. You find yourself,
my life force,
even through the peephole, getting lost in her eyes, and something compels you to do what she says. Because you're only looking through the peephole, if you want to resist that, you'll get a bonus die.
I assume this is resolve?
Yes.
Is
couple
she
possibilities.
supernatural?
She's not a ghost.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, I know who this is!
Oh, I know who this is too. You said green eyes. You know what? I'm just gonna let it happen because I'm not expecting it.
There's a big sign! There's a sign on the door!
I go. Actually, in my normal voice, I go, I'll go get him.
Okay. So Hicks,
And then-
she's still
I
standing out. She's outside.
Hicks, it's for you.
Who is it?
They didn't say their name. They just said they needed to talk to you.
Yeah.
I can continue the meeting from here. No, I just came to get you because I don't give a fuck. It's your business.
I look around and no one's jumping up to help me, and I hand the Phoenix a stack of like meeting notes. Like, I guess.
As soon as he leaves, I throw those meeting notes in the garbage.
They're all like handwritten and they've taken so much time to get them.
I think Henner stands up and is like, "Hey, that's not very nice." And he like walks over and starts picking them out of the garbage, like carefully making
Listen.
them back in order.
Henry,
Yeah, I go
would
to
you
the
like to go do 20 more minutes of what we were just doing, which is essentially, union's great. Let's go talk more about the union in place XYZ.
Yes.
That's most of the content.
Yeah.
on Hicks's-
I think,
And he just says,
I think-
"Yes, that would be great."
I think Henna has just volunteered to be Hicks's executive assistant.
I hand Henner the paper.
Okay, he starts talking. He's like, "Where were we? Where were we?"
Go on your own time. We
Yeah.
have other things to discuss.
So yeah, Hicks goes and gets a gun and then goes to the front door.
Whoa, listen. Do you not know our place? There's like hidden gun compartments everywhere.
I grab a gun on my way to the front door.
Yeah.
We are secure here.
You are
Like-
secure. No, she's not getting in without you wanting her to.
Yeah, I go to the front door and I look through the peephole and I see some evil eyes. And then I
you
close
see a
the
mid-20s woman. Yeah.
the eyes of death. And then I close the door and I close the peephole and I yell. I say through the door. It's like, what do you want?
Hicks, I was hoping we could talk for a minute. I was just hoping that you had come up with some of the reimbursement for the damages from before.
How do you know where I live?
I know all sorts of people.
Thank you.
I didn't mess up your clubhouse.
What did you say, Indigo?
I didn't mess up your clubhouse. That wasn't me.
Am I going to have to come back later?
Yes. I'm in a meeting. Leave and never come back.
I'm tempted to just say she does, and you get a -1 with the cult.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't like ghosts. I don't like magic.
Okay,
So,
God.
great.
What are we at with the cult?
The
The
Forgotten
Gods
Gods.
was actually. It should have been.
It's like individuals, right? You don't take it as a whole.
You don't
'Cause there's tons of
normally-
cults.
Yes.
But she's
is
spreading shit.
Significant.
Okay.
Yeah, no, this isn't. This is a. Look what he did to one of our things. You think he wouldn't do this to any one of yours? Kind of.
Oh
Yeah.
no, yeah, no. Hicks is doing the I don't want to admit what I did. Leave me alone. Don't come back. Like that's the
Yeah.
bulk of his responses. Like,
Yeah.
no
And now
way.
there's flyers with your face with the words "desecrator" under it going around town.
So you take -1
Around
with
the
the
underground.
Forgotten Gods, and Jade Eyes will remember this and is still going to come to collect at some point.
She still doesn't like me. Like she's never liked me.
Oh, I know. But she gave you the one chance that someone had to convince her to give you.
Yeah, why did anyone go find her?
Because my friend is a member of her cult.
Yeah, no one consulted me.
Yeah, I actually randomly rolled on what cult
I
friend was a member
totally
of, and it
understand.
happened to be the exact same god. It's great.
It's funny.
So,
Hicks rejoined the meeting.
yeah, the meeting is no longer interrupted. She does
Totally
leave.
like Carla's like I put the gun on the table. It's like
Oh, she looked
Who was
nice. You
that?
should take her out on a date.
that's
Is she dead?
cultists are mad. No, I didn't kill
We didn't
anyone.
hear
It was
about that.
protection. Cultists don't like us.
Well, if they don't like you, I mean, that
I don't
happens
know what
when
we
you.
did, but they.
I mean, you threw a rager in a very sacred place to them, and you sort of.
Sacred to whom? Like it's not my fault. They called that barn sacred.
To some very well, okay, this is Grind's opinion, to some very mentally unstable people that believe in invisible gods. That's who.
Is this going to be another problem we need to deal with?
It's
Well,
always
it's
another
gone.
problem we need to deal with.
It's
Have you not
gone.
noticed?
Fine. Left.
Wait, they're not like. Is their god the guardian of the gates?
No, is it the whisper?
I don't.
Something
The
about an
closed
eye.
eye.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I don't care.
Well, if this isn't going to be a problem, let's deal with the things that actually are. We need to talk with Satara in order to get the gondoliers the immunity.
Do we?
Yes.
Yeah, we do. The gondoliers.
Yes.
The gondoliers are heroes to the people. If we have them on our side, we have the citizens on our side.
You were the one
Fair
at
enough.
the meeting who told me to say yes.
You say yes and you sort it out later.
That's what we're doing right now. Is sorting it out later.
Yeah, but
Say yes.
you never
sort it out
actually
later.
sort it out. You just say yes and sort it out
You
later all the
say
time.
We'll do it later. Oh God, Hicks is the
Procrastination is a
procrastinator.
discipline.
Hicks is a college student. There's no. I guess, just keep remembering that college student
Yeah,
puts
as a
everything
college
off.
student, I agree.
Throws parties, takes stupid notes on pointless things.
I don't do those. Okay, so we're out of
So we need to talk
supplies.
to Kara. Out of supplies, yeah.
I think we
I
could
went
do. Oh, sorry.
I went to talk to the vultures, but they didn't seem to respect me. I didn't think they were going to help at all, unless somebody else is coming along.
I can call down south again to get another shipment brought up, but we're gonna need to make sure it makes it through these canals safely. The spirit wardens are crawling all over this place currently.
Well, if we look, okay, we could maybe do 2 birds with 1 stone, right? Because we don't have the manpower to ferry that ourselves, right? Let's have the gondoliers be our middlemen, get them immunity, which gets them to like us more, and then we might be able to absorb them into the union.
We just need to. We can get the supplies. The trick is getting them through town.
Yeah, the gondoliers.
The gondoliers or the vultures?
Anyone.
The vultures.
We
Sorry,
just need to
I get our friends confused. They all start with the.
The Phoenix.
Who's that? I don't know.
Yeah. Basically, for resupply, we could do a supply job. Well, not supply. We could do a transport mission to cover the supply problem. But the trick is going to have to be for that is, as we previously stated, there's demons in the water. There's spirit wardens after the demons in the water. So the canals are full right now. So if we got to get some supplies brought in, we're going to have to do a score to make it happen. It's kind of the point I was trying to make.
Trust the vultures to get it past the spirit wardens?
We can't trust the vultures with our very illegal supplies.
It's their job.
Yeah. Yes, Henner. You read the pamphlet. Mm-hmm. I give him a cookie.
Yeah, but it was under strict supervision, and we are a little bit more well-staffed now, and I point at Header. Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to ever say anything helpful.
We hired him for his muscle, not his brain. We could do a job to help them bring it in, but this is after the Ulf job.
We got a bomb for that.
So if Ulf's our priority, what are we doing with him?
Cards on the table. Do we want Ulf to walk away from this?
Yeah.
No.
I would prefer Ulf make it into the prison and then remain there. That would be the ideal scenario.
It works.
I think he's just as dangerous in prison as he is out of prison.
Yeah, that will give him
But
networking
he is
opportunities.
the Emperor's problem in prison.
Question is if he knows we put him there.
How long, just lore question, how long do people usually go to prison? Someone like Ulf, like how long would he stay there if he was caught trying to bust it open?
I think it was wanted level.
That's
a super short prison sentence.
Yes, not long enough. He needs to die.
Yeah, but Hicks will never suggest, and especially in
yeah, and neither will Grind. That's me, the player, saying he needs to die because he's a problem.
Yeah, the only time Hicks will agree to killing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other problem is if we end up in prison with Ulf, he's had time to grow a shanking crew.
That is the worst scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the only time. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So variable on the amount of time in prison, but that's still the plan Hicks is going to put forward because he agrees the seriousness of like the Ulf threat currently because he's been a real dick to us. So, but the only thing that Hicks can think of, because once again he's not going to suggest like murder, like he's for killing someone like on a score if we have to, but like he doesn't ever want the plan to be let's just go kill this guy. He'd prefer like I don't know, jail
What's
seems
your
to
goal?
be the best thing.
He's only 1 tier above us. You know, because Zayd would totally make that recommendation. I could just pop him. We're gonna be far away anyway.
That's no, that doesn't help.
I don't see why not.
I would prefer to not be directly involved. An accident, maybe he falls into water, you know.
Demons.
Maybe we send him to jail. We call some people we know in jail, and we get him forever in like a recursive loop of getting in trouble in jail to extend the sentence.
Yeah, I mean,
What?
we do have LaRose and Roland like on the payroll, so to speak. So
We could send more dummies into jail to go try to fight Ulf Ironborn so he gets a longer sentence for beating them up.
But he'll just get XP from defeating them. He'll grow more powerful.
If we're going to spend so much time and effort keeping it in jail, why not just do a one-time effort to get him dead?
What? Okay. What if we're not directly involved? Let's say we do the ghost plan. That causes the spirit wardens to come in. We could tie all 3 of these problems into a bow. We go talk to Satara. We have her on standby, so when the job goes bad, we allow Ulf to leave on boats. The demons get him in the water. It's not our fault.
Yeah.
Because that's
Yeah,
the only
if,
way he's making it out of there, is on a boat.
So we need to. So our goals are going to be to do the job, but do it poorly.
I almost want to say our goals are to do setting the bomb is like the setup action to the rest of what we want to do, because we want to wreck an area that makes spirits come, tip off the spirit wardens that they're going to be there so that the demons can come and flank the spirit wardens after they're dealing with the ghosts and hopefully catch Ulf in the crossfire. This is complicated as fuck.
If we're going to look at this in game terms,
Yeah, let's game it.
for now, the meeting is still going on, but at a player level, we're switching to talk about it in game terms as opposed to talk about it in player terms.
Yeah, where's the engagement sheet?
I feel like this might actually be a deception.
Yeah.
It could be deception.
Lure, trick, or manipulate, and you just need the method of deception for the
It seems like we
detail.
have that method.
Yeah, because Ulf doesn't want us directly involved either. He just wants us to set the bomb.
In which case, would the job just be the meetings with all of these different people, basically, as opposed to actually watching it play out?
No, because
we'd have to set up the wreck, and and we're gonna need to be boots on the ground.
So I'm trying to think for the engagement.
Right.
Oh, I don't like that.
You're supposed to do one score.
Yeah, it's just 2 engagement rolls, but that breaks up the
setup score in doing all the meetings and the regular score in watching it.
I feel like the meetings are the part in the background. It would be a stealth, in my opinion at least, if it was to be 2 jobs, it would be a stealth and then a deception. Like a stealth into deception, stealth to do the job that Ulf wants us to do, and the deception to bait him into the...
I just don't want to do
Right.
all of the meetings and flashbacks for the amount of stress that would have, because we've got I think at least 3 meetings lined up here, and
Yeah, I think it's actually a social score into a deception score.
Well, we could do the meetings in free play before we do the score,
That's also a possibility.
right?
Oh, I was muted again.
So
Well, I
what
didn't
we
say
can
much. You guys are just discussing stuff.
what we can do is the only meeting that we really need to have outside of the score is the demon one, right? Because that one's going to be the longest. So then in score, we can just flash back to tipping off the spirit wardens. What's the third meeting?
Yeah, the spirit wardens are minor here because they're
Spirit
neither.
gondoliers.
Spirit
We don't
wardens
really-
and demons are the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just the
Gondoliers,
two.
we don't
We'll
need for
layer
this
some
one.
spirit wardens over here, but also you kill off two, kind of thing.
Yeah, so the demons is just one meeting, but about two things, right? We could do that in free
Mhm.
play. Then
getting their
the
help.
spirit warden tip can be just
A
a
flashback.
flashback in the job. So
Yeah, because
it's
the
really
spirit
just
wardens are neither the spirit
the target
wardens are
nor
neither.
Yeah, the biggest part
Yeah.
of danger to you guys is actually planting the bomb in the first place.
yeah,
And it's possible we could get the demons to tip off the spirit warden somehow.
yeah.
Oh, presence, increased presence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just increased
Because-
presence in the area. Then when the bomb goes up, they'll come because the ghosts will come, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So really, it's just one engagement roll, and then one
so-
free play like meeting.
Yeah. We don't if we can do the demon thing where they do some of our legwork, we don't have to flash back during the meeting. So we can try for that. If it doesn't work, we flash back.
Yeah,
Yeah, because that's the normal, like that's acceptable with free play. And also, you need to move them about other stuff too.
yeah.
Okay, is that our next scene? Going to meet with.
Go Union.
Yeah,
Okay.
Let's go make some deals
We
with
leave
demons.
Heather out
Always a
of
good
this.
idea.
Yeah, Henner goes back to his duties, and his new duty as Hicks's page is reading over the material to make sure he.
Oh no,
makes it.
he has some flyers to go get copies made of.
Yep. We'll be back.
Yep.
Go down to Steam Powered Kinkos and get me.
Hello, I would like to make 500 copies.
Yeah, but I don't
Sorry.
know. There's maybe like a 1 in 100 chance that he just gets arrested for like walking around the boxes of these.
No.
But whatever.
It's fine.
don't quantify it in something that can be rolled on the table.
Okay. Are you going to go over to Skurlock's place?
That's where the demons are, right?
Well, that's we know that Satara. Like, I don't think we know where. Do we know where the demons are? They had like a place, didn't they?
They had a place in the river
They had a
behind.
place, yes, and that's where the Phoenix followed them, or Varys followed them to.
Okay, that's what it was.
So maybe
yeah,
we
as
go to
far as we
Skurlock
know-
and say, "Hey, we need to talk to Satara," right?
Yeah. I mean, and him. Why not?
Yeah, sure. Because he's our patron, so we might as well like clue him in too.
Okay.
And my sister's probably gonna be there.
I was going to ask,
So it's
Ryan,
good.
if you bring any of this up, would like any of your previous few days' experiences up?
Yeah.
I think
Jeez.
Grind's trying to forget it.
No, probably not.
Okay.
I want
Because
this conversation to be as awkward as possible.
Oh, it'll be
yeah, that'll be fun. That's much more fun.
So I think Henner's busy, so the four of you go over to Lord Skurlock's. The door opens just as you're about to knock, as usual. Creepy usual.
We get used to it.
Yep. And you see, the very tall, imposing, pale figure of Lord Skurlock that none of you can look at for very long before your eyes start hurting. And he says, "Hello! It has been such a long time since I've seen all of you."
Thank you, Sherlock. We don't
How
mean to intrude
is
upon
the
you.
new body doing? He's just gonna ask. Like, he doesn't know. He stopped spying
Who
on
is he?
you.
Who is he looking at when he says that?
He's looking at the Phoenix.
Flashback.
Realization begins to dawn on Grind.
Yes, and I think he just like he starts making you guys tea, and while he starts talking, like it was a lot of work to put it together, and he's like starts talking about the arcane rituals involved, rambling. Like he's a lot more talkative now that he doesn't hate you guys, and now I think primarily is that he has that repertoire with the Phoenix, with Zaid, that he's a bit more open, and he's still not normal at all, but he's less creepy.
When he says how's the new body, I was like, I'd probably go, I mean, I think she went off to go talk to Grind. Did someone come visit you, Grind?
So mid cup of tea, I think Grind just like crushes the glass in his hand just out of out of anger. And looks over at Zaid. Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that, but family business. Yeah, we're not here for that now. And he like just starts picking pieces of porcelain out of his palm.
And I think Skurlock is just grinning in a maybe he already knew this would be the action, or maybe he's just happy that it is.
So I'm gonna guess it didn't go well.
Business first. Let's just drop that, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Just Zaid goes a little pale.
Your tea is ready. It's cold.
It hits like does a little like, oh, sick tea, and like goes and just picks up a cup and like it's all ready for the meeting with the vampire.
No, it's ice cold. It's not ice cold. It's completely room temperature.
Yeah, Hicks spikes it. We move on.
So we need to talk to Satara.
Demon Witch of the Canals.
She will ask about what?
Yeah, we have a deal that we need to talk about the details of, and a potential pincer movement against the warden.
Very well. I will offer you my advice, though. Do not go altering deals with demons, or they may alter their deal with you.
It's not necessarily altering, it's just sort of expanding.
Clarifying.
Noted.
Clarifying.
He doesn't respond to those. And
he's saying don't fuck around, is what he's saying. So that's clear to everyone at the table when we talk to the wonderful lady who's helping us with a very real problem we have.
Yeah.
He says, "Follow me," and he leads you down into one of his many basement rooms.
One of his many dungeons.
Yes, in it there's
a dragon.
No, there's a bird bath equivalent. Like it's just a bird bath alone in a small square room in a dungeon. And he has like claws on the end of his finger, so he like pokes it, and it just creates right in the center in a single ring, like goes across the water to the edges of the bird bath, and then go back in. Water shimmers, and then you see Satara rise out of the bird bath. It doesn't seem like she needed to know context, or somehow she communicated in another method with Skurlock, because she's not surprised to see you. She just rises out of the water. It kind of just floats there with her black scaly form above the basin, her head nearly touching the roof.
Cool. Your touch of the theatric is impressive as always, Messer Skurlock.
If you don't need me. He just goes to leave.
If he goes to leave, I'm going to follow him.
Okay.
Not secretly. Just I want to talk with him alone.
Yes. Okay. We'll see that afterwards, I assume. So Satara is there with you three. She says, "What do you wish? I have many things to attend to now."
To strike a crushing blow against the spirit wardens.
She gives you an eyebrow raise, just like, "Oh, come on, I know exactly what you're doing."
Yeah, let's not
Well,
mince words here.
I don't know if she
we
has
have
an eyebrow. She has like
It's a scale.
She has the skin
Yeah,
that
the skin.
eyebrows would
Yeah.
beyond.
exactly
The
I
facial
think,
movement's the same.
true.
I think Ryan will just look at her and say, "Let's not beat around the bush. We have several problems that we think we can be solved in one event. One of those being the Spirit Wardens. Any help you could offer in this vein would be appreciated. Know that everything else that gets accomplished today makes us stronger and more able to fulfill our end of the bargain."
Speak plainly.
I'm going to tell her the plan outright.
All right. Okay. I think to get her to do this, she likes the idea of it in part, but I think when you tell her, she says that could work, but those spirit wardens will be armed to the teeth, ready to fight ghosts, and ready for us. They will be expecting an ambush. And this Ulf Ironborn, like she says the name like she's never heard it before.
Well, the plan is more to trap the spirit wardens between them and Ulf Ironborn.
Yeah, but you want her to attack them both and kill them all.
Yes, we're expecting her to like steamroll.
Yes.
Yeah, it's overwhelming the spirit wardens that are there rather than
Yeah,
like
she
a
shows up
one-on-one
late
fight.
though. It starts with the one-on-one between Ulf and the spirit wardens because we bait the trap behind Ulf with our ghost bomb. So Ulf is here. If we're gonna have items, Ulf is here. Prison's here. We have a ghost bomb. The spirit wardens want to cross Ulf, and then on the other side of spirit wardens, we have demons who are going to hit Ulf or hit the spirit wardens and then Ulf.
Okay.
Complex and not a good analogy. That's my vision.
It is bold and daring, though. I will
I
Yes,
say.
it
think.
is.
What is she gonna say to that? I think she says, "I don't typically attack armed and ready spirit wardens. I wait until they are sleeping, or unawares, or until the moment they blink."
I think they won't be looking for demons if there's a spectral uprising that they're working with. You will have the element of surprise.
And why should I kill this Ironborn for you if he lives? You have not yet done anything for me,
You don't need
and
to
I have
kill
held
them.
my sisters back in their hunger from you and your vessel.
Because he's threatened to talk to the spirit wardens about us.
Yeah, he is getting the spirit wardens involved in all of our business. He's a threat.
I think let's make that roll now, because I think this will be normal effect. I think you can totally convince her because of that. Normally, I think it would be limited.
Teamwork action?
I'm
Yeah,
down. for it.
Yeah,
How
that
do,
makes
how
sense
do we
for
want to
you
do
three.
that?
And this sounds like Sway, I think.
I can help with Sway.
I'm down for teamwork.
Who's leading?
Okay, who? That is my question. Who's got the most stress to burn? I've got
I have
5.
I have 4.
To burn,
Like,
Oh,
yeah,
no,
like open stress. How much open
I
stress
have
do you have?
6 open stress. I'm
I
leading
have
the
5
teamwork
open
action.
stress.
Don't fail. I'm assuming risky.
This will be risky. This will be, as I said, standard effect. Thinking of devil's bargains for you guys.
If we want to push it to desperate, I could get you an extra die.
No, it says teamwork roll, so we all roll.
Yeah, so 1 extra die isn't that much.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I don't know. Can I offer her a corpse or a living soul, a bucket of fish?
No, and I can't think of anything that she would want at
What about
this time.
Is this thing related?
No. Though I could tick it up anyways if you want, 3 times for 3 extra dice. 3 extra dice.
I'm rolling.
I'd be more interested in the Spirit Warden's version of
Okay.
our vampire.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense.
I'm rolling.
Yeah, I will.
6.
Here's my failure because that's how my dice go.
You just need a 4.
Oh, all 6s. I will point out that we rolled 3 6s on the fucking demon roll. All right, this is not good.
I mean, it is good, but not for the future.
Yes. Okay. You cannot crit. You don't have the ability to crit between your different 6s. So
we
it's a
should
full
teamwork
success.
crit. We need that power. We got to keep forgetting, but we need teamwork crit. We do enough teamwork action so that's worth it.
Yeah.
She says, well, and she like grins with a too wide shark teeth grin. She says, I normally focus my efforts on the damnable spirit wardens. But for one who consorts with them, I'll be happy to make an exception.
You know, it's more food. Do you eat them? How does that work?
That's really rude. You're bordering on racist.
What she says is,
keep your secrets.
I think even she laughs. And she says, very well. It is nice doing business. You have a thing to do, but she doesn't know that, so she's about to like...
One more thing.
She just like looks at you with her expression saying, what?
Our arrangement. I was hoping for a little bit of clarification. See, the protection the protection in the canals from unwarranted attacks, or I guess unprovoked attacks, by the way. I don't know what the exact terms were. But anyway, the protection of the canals from unprovoked attacks from your ilk. We were clarifying that should be extended to those who work under the umbrella of the Union, and not so much just our one boat.
That was not the initial agreement. And she grins when she says that.
Do we have some records or...
That's not how this works. She's looking at you completely, Hicks. She says, you are the one I bound this deal with. So, we may alter it if we both agree. Have you anything to offer in return for this further reduced hunting ground?
Shoot, what does she want? Do we know what she wants? Can I roll? I can't roll to know what she wants.
You can flashback outside of a score if you want to have researched stuff.
I want a
What you can
flashback.
offer her.
I have no idea what to give her.
Do you want to
flashback to, like,
what
do
demons
research.
want? Okay. What did you say, Marissa?
That I'd also be up for that flashback if we want to stick the stress on me.
Yeah, I'm up for I don't know. I feel like we can totally, because we came to this meeting knowing that we're trying to convince her of something. So I feel like it's up to you, Primarch, whether or not it's cool. But table talk about our end of the offer wouldn't be unreasonable to be like, what if we figure out would be a good prize? So if anyone has suggestions,
You have to just ask her what she wants.
Yeah,
that's second. That's if we can't figure out anything, then I ask, well, what do you
so
desire?
first you're just
coming
player
to the
characters
table.
discuss. Okay.
I
How
fully
they
don't mind doing
people play it.
any favors for her if she, wants that. So I'll put my own rules on the line, but I don't know if that's helpful in the least to her.
Hmm.
I mean, I could offer the same, like, hey, you're kind of more like sea-based. We're land-based. Do you need, like, anyone, like, assassinated or anything? Like, I don't know.
Do you ask her that, or are
I think
you
we're gonna
still
do the,
fishing
like,
stuff?
knowledge roll first, and then if we don't know, then we can ask her if what she wants.
Yeah. So I'll shoot. I guess I'll flashback to do like a study roll about them
That makes sense.
to try to figure out a couple like things
Yeah.
about what they normally want, what usually appeases water demons
Yep.
or whatever.
I don't know if we can use it, but we do have a workshop now that has, books and stuff, documents and maps.
I figured that would be where I'd research it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured that's where I went for this research. Wait, no, I got it.
Oh.
So let's make the study roll first. Let's my mince corners. So study, is it controlled? I'm assuming it's controlled.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
In your own workshop and stuff, be controlled.
Standard. We have a workshop.
We're looking for general water demon, not just her.
There's not a lot of info about water demons. I think it'll be limited, but to start with.
Okay. Cool. So bonuses.
Do we know anybody that could help with this research? I mean, like, I can call Melista. It's a priestess.
I have a physiker who is like a god worshiper person.
I will say gods and demons are not the same thing necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, just not the same thing.
I've got
What's a sentinel? Is that just one of the people on the lightning barriers?
I think so.
Would they know about demons?
Not in terms of what you're looking for. They'd probably know a lot about electroplasmic interaction with demons.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I bombed the study roll.
Okay. You don't know precisely what demons want. I think that I think
They're fickle things.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think
So
the only, and I think this is what she would say. So I think it's not that you don't find anything. It's that the only thing you can find that pertains to what a demon wants is demons want to corrupt people or to bind people to serve them and things like that.
Okay.
They want servants.
all right, well here's my offer then. Back in real time. I took a stress for that downtime. If I need to take more,
All right.
is one reasonable?
Yes, one is plenty.
I ticked one, but if I had to do more, I was going to. So the offer that Hicks presents to her, and she says, like, well, what do you have in exchange? And I say, well, we could offer occasional services of reconnaissance and material acquisition on land where you seem unwilling or, if not, unable to go. And to sweeten the deal, he reaches in his coat pocket and he pulls out a big clear glass bottle with swirling ichor in it. It's like, I offer you
What is
a
that?
trinket recovered from the spirit wardens.
That's like her undying master in a bottle. That's that's Beelzebub's essence in there or something.
Okay. She
Does this
until you pulled out the
sufficient?
bottle, she was looking very unimpressed. Now make a sway roll, I think. With
I get some help.
standard effect. It is
I
very much possible.
yeah, I can help you. Yeah, I'll pay the stress and just help.
Can multiple people help?
No.
Can you just do teamwork action again?
If you all want to help, you could just do a teamwork again. Yes.
Yeah, we could do
Just
it.
be swaying
Great.
her for
Do you want to
different
teamwork this?
Yeah.
Is it Zaid
Up to you if you
offering
can
to
take
do
two
it?
stress or not. Like,
Yeah, I
or
can.
whoever.
That's fine. I want
Okay.
this to work.
Okay. Yeah, because
Um,
I
I-
have one in
Because it's
play
also Zaid offering to do the legwork on the ground
on
anyway.
the ground. Yeah.
yeah, I did have one one loose sort of shot at a job we could pull to solve two problems that we have.
What?
If
Out of
if
supply?
we were to convince a bunch of closed-eye cultists that this demon that we're with is a returned forgotten god, he would have a bunch of willing participants. Just saying, it's an idea. I don't know if it would work.
But we might need to circle back to that when Jaina comes back with muscle.
I'm just saying we could feed them a bunch of cultists
Yeah, but let's
to
keep
corrupt.
Let's keep the cultist feeding plan in our back pocket because I like where your head's at with that.
Good idea. I think for this scenario, let's not promise extra jobs on top of a job that we promised.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just it came in my head. I had to put it out there because it was just a snowball of
It's
awful.
a good plan. It's a good plan.
Yeah.
Feeding cultists to demons.
Yeah, let's teamwork's way.
Teamwork's way.
Teamwork's right.
And
What is this?
Devil's Bargain. Oh, this is risky and standard effect. And Spirit Warders
Cool.
could learn that the Union is connected to Satara if you want to Devil's Bargain that. It's up to you
don't think-
individually.
If we all devil's bargain, is it one?
No,
one
it's
tick each?
individual. Yeah, it's one tick each, and each of you will get a die, and you can. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. Each of you can choose that yourself.
Okay. I will not take that deal.
I'm not.
Hicks.
I said no.
Okay.
We ready?
No one wants
Risky
to see
standard.
Wardens on your doorstep. Literally.
Oh,
There's a
well, you
6.
did it.
Did mine go through?
What is going
Yes!
on?
Didn't go through.
Oh, we're so good at this.
Oh, mine didn't go through. It didn't submit. Here's a fail. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so one stress.
Oh,
Still.
Listen, I'm hanging out with Skurlock. I'm sure we had tea with Satara a couple times. We're good. We're good.
You're cool. Yeah, she fist bumps you. Your hands a bit.
Yeah,
weak
I
now.
go. You know it.
But
you know
no,
how I do. S dog.
She again, she's like she's terrifying, but also she's not forceful. So with your permission, she like takes and inspects the vial herself. Yeah, it's like boiling flask size. And she's like,
We've never opened it.
yeah. She says, intriguing. Yes, this will do nicely. I will contact you later for the reconnaissance was the word you used. And whatever I need you to do. Every so often. Is there anything else? She's like still like looking at the like sort of swirling ooze.
No.
Fascinated.
No, that was it. Well, you know, this
If you look
this is the
up,
time
we
and
should
place.
rejoin our young friend.
All right.
I think Grind doesn't want to bother her with it, but he's like, if you have some time, I would love to sit down and talk to you a little bit. I'm very ignorant of your species. Just he
I am
wants to
not-
learn about her.
Yeah, and I think she looks at you, insulted clearly, and she says, I am not a monkey to be studied behind bars by humans.
No,
I
I want to get to know you. You are a sentient being that I know nothing about, and I'm working with. It would benefit both parties if we understood one another.
You know what they say about curiosity.
Yeah, and it will kill me one day, and I am okay with this.
Listen, you don't know. I have a vampire wife now.
I don't think I'm even going to ask for a roll. I think she smiles again. She says, fearless. I like that in a man. But she says that in like a purely like alpha predatory way, like a shark saying that
like,
to a fish.
that flavors the meat.
yeah, not in an actual attractive way. And then she just sinks. She doesn't give you a straight answer, but she will contact you on her own time.
Yeah,
She was
I
sort of
wanted to
funky.
pique her interest in the puny human. That's all.
Exactly. Okay, I'll write those down. What's happened? Adric, Lord Skurlock went up to his previously his dining room where he was. He still has his tea there, waiting for him. Sits down, starts sipping it, and just looks at you expectantly.
So Adric is in full formal mode. He's trying to stand straight, doing everything, and he's like Lord Skurlock, and then bows as formally as he can. And it almost sounds like he's reciting a speech. He's tried this a couple of times in his head.
Mhm.
When we addressed the situation of returning your property from the Spirit Wardens, we fought a mechanical monster unlike anything I'd seen before. After doing some research, I found that it was called a hull, and that its creation falls under the more mystical realm. As I understand it, you're a researcher in these arts, and I wanted to ask for your advice. How can I kill it?
As you finish talking, he drains his tea, finishing it. He says, "Youth these days."
Damn kids and their robots.
Was half expecting the Morpheus thing, like if you see an agent, run.
He says, "It has been some time since one honestly and authentically called me a lord."
It's you are.
I'm not invited
He's a
to
little
the
bit
parties
confused.
anymore, Adric. Can you really be nobility with... He's messing with you.
I was gonna say, you do not invite him in the house. You do not.
Yeah, that's number one thing on all the noble parties is do not invite Lord Skurlock. If Lord Skurlock shows up anyways, do not invite him into your house.
That's how you get a red wedding scenario.
He says, the beings known as hulls are not within my domain of knowledge. I would direct you towards the Sparkwrights, the tinkerers of electroplasm, demon blood, and machinery, are those who can enlighten you.
Patrick kind of wilts when he's like, "Oh, drat it, it's not this guy." But okay, I've got a new lead, so he's like, he'll bow formally again and say, "Thank you, Lord Skurlock." And he can't really go back to you guys, and you're not done yet. So at this point, he's going to hang awkwardly around the kitchen as unobtrusively as possible, unless Skurlock, says something.
Sherlock most definitely has a butler's pantry that
Ye-
you could hide in.
He was going to offer you some more room temperature tea if you wanted it.
I'll take it, but I'm still not drinking it.
He knows,
Sit
but he
there,
offers it to you
makes-
anyways.
Make small talk with the coat check gremlin, and
Yeah.
I'm just imagining it's like a little imp that just sits there and goes, "No, please."
I'll take the tea, the equivalent of pushing food around on your plate, move the cup around.
Yeah,
Just
you
kinda-
you lift it
Just,
to your mouth and make
swirl it
slurping
and look at it
noises
and
without
swirl
actually
it.
drinking any.
Yeah.
Mmm.
Yes.
And it's funny because Sherlock is
It's not
doing the exact same thing.
Well,
Yeah.
Skurlock can drink tea, he just doesn't actually benefit
It
from
doesn't do anything for him.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough.
do
I don't know,
we want to
some
do the
vampires
thing where we?
have-
Sorry, I'm just going to ask if we wanted to do the thing where we roll the engagement roll before we end, because it's getting.
Yeah, I want to know how bad
Okay.
we're gonna do.
Or are we
Okay.
there yet?
I think we're there now, if everyone agrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got all of our setup done. So we're right till I think I like starting with the engagement roll as opposed to doing it in between.
Okay.
I like.
I leave it
I
to
like
you.
GM.
I'm good either
I
way.
agree on the starting.
Unless there's a GM benefit to rolling it ahead of time, in
I
which
think-
case I'm all for it.
I think let's do it next session then.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
I personally like doing it before, so I know how good or bad we're gonna do, and I have a week to think about it and stress about
Not
it.
knowing.
All right.
So
let's
we're
do
just trying to do XP.
XP then.
Yeah.
Let's start with the crew.
Okay. Yep. Acquire product supply, execute clandestine covert sales, or secure new territory.
No.
No.
Hmm.
contend with challenges above your current station.
Yep,
I think we can say that at least one with
at least
the
one.
demon.
Yep.
One with Satara.
Do we have anything else? Like, who else did we interact with this session?
Gondoliers,
You did interact with the gondoliers personally.
but not really as a crew.
Is that
Cool.
specific?
Were you doing crew business or your business?
It was my business.
Both were your business, yeah.
Okay.
It was Adric's business, but Hicks was just helping, but it was still like a personal thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so
So
one
just
for
one's
that.
fine. Yeah.
Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. I mean, we sort of proved to Satara that, and Skurlock probably, that we're pretty driven. We'll sacrifice a lot of stuff to get the job done.
And then
I see that.
I could think maybe for the people, as in like wanting to expand out that protection, right?
I don't
Well, no, that's following up on our promises.
That's true.
That's different.
The other thing, I don't know if this is. I don't think you more saw the effects of your own reputation when the madman brought back your own bomb for you. It's not that you bolstered it or developed a new one. It's more like your bombs are out there, so he got one for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And then the last one would be express the goals, drives, or inner conflict or essential nature of the crew.
I would say yes with the meeting at least.
Yeah, the meeting, and then there's the conflict of, at least from my character's perspective, like, yeah, the vampire thing is gonna be a conflict. I didn't really like follow up with you with that.
Yeah. And plus we're making deals and, making sure that we're following through on deals.
Yeah.
Which I think is a huge part of the union. Like, we're only as good as our word.
We say we're gonna do. We say we're gonna blow it up. It gets blown up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 there, which brings us up to 4 total for the for the session.
Okay.
All right.
I can do mine because I'm pretty sure I know what I'm gonna get. So, address the challenge of tracking or violence. I did tracking for the like heat reduction thing. I tracked where the cops were checking and like sending them different directions, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's just one. Express beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I want to say that obviously, like, all the whole sister stuff is like his heritage, right?
That's
and
true.
then
Both of yours.
and then there's the second one.
Well, I think it was stuff about talking to Castellan. Might have been one. Like, you
Yeah,
talked
I
about
was
family.
thinking-
You talked about like, no, I'm like, I'll look after him a bit, but here's what you should do, kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I feel like that might be a double dip because I think that's also going to be like vices and trauma.
Okay, I didn't see it so much as struggling with issues, but
Because my trauma's haunted. I said like, hey, like not everyone like has family, so like hold on to it, right?
okay.
That sort of thing. So one.
I could also
then-
say you struggle with issues because you were shot because you were haunted.
Yeah.
because- yeah. That's
So then
definitely a
I
thing.
think that's 5 total, right? Because 2 for the last 2, and then just the tracking.
Mhm.
Okay. So I had 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm gonna put 3 of that 5 into insight, so then I get it filled out, and I'll probably just take study
Nice.
at 1. So then 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's me.
Okay. Who's next?
I can go next because it's been pretty short. Addressing a challenge with rhetoric or destruction. Probably just one. I think I addressed something with rhetoric.
Well, talking with the demons.
I didn't destroy anything with the demons.
No, talking with the demons.
Rhetoric is a weird term because rhetoric isn't just talking. It's like speeching.
Oh, I got it. No, I got it. My point, my rhetoric point is when we went to talk to the gondoliers with Adric.
Mm.
My suggestion to him was to do it for basically the kind of the same union reasons of this is a good plan because it provides jobs for the children you're raising.
Mhm.
It's all about this idea of like collectiveness and like
Yep.
working, like everyone can work together kind of thing. So
I
that's
see
where
that.
that's my rhetoric challenge. I tried to sway Adric to that plan with my own personal socialist rhetoric.
Okay. Do beliefs drives heritage or background?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for one for something.
Does it say anything about you that Hicks, or was it a Hicks decision to specifically go for a madman instead of any of the other options for how to get a bomb?
Oh no, yeah, she just knows the Batman.
Okay.
Like, sure, that's just the guy to get bombs.
Okay.
Other than me, but I did talk to someone in my background because this is someone I had known before.
Yeah.
True.
Definitely, his beliefs came into play when at the meeting. It was like, all right, you can't kill anyone for the new gang. You can't kill anyone. Like, not suggesting we just assassinate Ulf Ironborn.
Mm-hmm.
The paperwork and notes on the meeting and introductory 40 minutes of talking.
And then I struggled with issues from my vice. I had to go to a new place and
did.
find somewhere new to drink.
You did. And you left an unconscious 14-year-old supervillain.
Yeah, that's the struggling with issues from my vice. Instead of addressing the 14-year-old
didn't-
unconscious.
That wasn't a struggle for Hicks. You didn't give a shit.
I had to carry him.
I had to carry him.
It was heavy.
Yeah, that's a
Struggling
struggle.
I struggled with if I should just leave him with the Whisper or throw him in the boat.
Could have just left him in the street.
All right.
I feel very
Like, you
cared
have to go to a
for.
new place and like try to tread new ground. I feel like that counts for. I don't know. This is the closest I've come. If we don't think this counts, it's fine. I won't tick it. But this is the closest to having a shot at saying struggling with issues from my vice or trauma during the session. It's the closest I've been in 9 sessions or 8.
I can see, and I think I can see that expanding in terms of definition to also like hurting others through your vice or traumas, because that is also very interesting.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like issues with is.
Yeah.
I feel like issues with covers things like, oh, I left a 14-year-old on a boat so I could go drink, or I shot someone and now I'm trying to make them be Batman with me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No,
Yep.
that makes sense to me.
Yeah, cool. That's it for me.
All right.
All right.
Mine will be pretty short. I didn't do anything with technical skill or mayhem because it was just a bunch of fixing a bunch of injured people this session.
Technical skill.
Yeah. Beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I'm thinking 2 on that one. One with Satara, definitely, because the background thing of I have a devil in me, they say, and I want to learn about this demon because as far as Grind's concerned, they're basically the same thing, right? No, but
Yeah,
but that's what he
Devil's
thinks.
the same. This isn't Dungeons and Dragons. Why make a delineation?
Yep. Excellent.
Yeah, and another one I think for the upcoming blowout with Zaid.
Yeah,
Waiting
I
for
think
Adric to hit me in my sleep.
having to pick pieces of shattered glass out of your hand,
Yeah.
or porcelain, yeah.
And I want to say definitely 1 for struggled with issues from your vice or trauma. I don't know if you
What?
guys feel that that's shitty enough to get 2.
I'd say 2. I said 2.
Yeah, it's shitty enough to get to.
Sure.
Okay.
If mine counts for
It's
getting
like it's straight
Right.
out of a melodrama. It's like straight out of a rom-com melodrama, except she's a vampire and can probably kill everyone in the building, and almost did kill almost everyone in the building, but decided.
Yeah,
You,
like, it's
you thought
literally
your ex-girlfriend was a little crazy. No. You wait.
It's literally like your
And
wife died,
I
but she
don't
came
know.
back to life.
Once again, I don't know because she's not a PC, but PC vampires at least start off with 4 traumas. If you have 0 traumas before you're a vampire, when you become one, you get 4.
Mm-hmm. So mentally unstable at a base level. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be fun.
Yeah.
Yep. How do you kill one of those?
A lot harder than a ghost.
Well, now
Mechanically, you cannot.
Oh, sorry.
when the sun existed, it would burn them.
Feed them
Sadly,
to a demon
it
that owes you a
doesn't.
favor? Really? That's interesting.
No, you'll make another.
I mean,
You'll make
yeah.
Lady Skurlock at that point. What do you have a vampire bound to a demon?
Yeah. Walk
Oh,
them
God.
into the Emperor. That's a.
All right.
All right. So for me, violence and coercion. This time, nothing. I didn't hurt anyone.
I'm proud of you.
Wow, are you shaking? Like, are you okay?
I don't know.
Intimidate anyone.
I can stop whenever I want. I can stop hurting people whenever I want.
Yeah. So beliefs, drives, and heritage. I would go with 2 for there. 1 for, I guess, the drive. Let me just check to make sure. My drive with the hull again, and making sure that didn't get lost. And I've been trying a ton with the heritage and background for arrogant all session. So hopefully that.
I mean,
You were very
I'd
arrogant.
say the hull and how you dealt with Skurlock. Like, he even called it out that no one calls him a lord anymore, but you being a noble, you did the right thing.
Yeah, much like you're as much a noble as he is, and neither of you have land, neither of you have like real noble power, but you still hold the title from years back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least with Skurlock, he was a noble when he did have land. He just sort of kind of lost it.
Well,
I mean, the dead don't have land rights. What do you want?
yeah, the Industrial Revolution hit since he had land, so it's not as important.
Yeah.
And struggled with issues from your vice or trauma. That's a little more tricky for me. I think paranoid in getting rid of the ghost right away and not like, okay, no, this thing is out and gone. I'm not dealing with it.
Yeah.
The second one, I'm debating just trying to take a point for literally getting a new trauma. But I'm not sure if I really struggled with anything else there, unless I'm double dipping with the paranoid on. No, we're talking inside, not in the middle of out everywhere.
I can see 2 XP for that for the first 2 you listed. Getting a new trauma, and then you also get level 2 harm as a result of the instant thing. So.
And I really don't think we have to be worried as much about double dipping with these particular XP triggers. Like,
Yeah.
less so in this game than other games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, then there's that.
Okay. That is everything. We're done.
Look at that.
Fun.
On
We
to
beat Blades in the Dark.
Yeah.
We bladed some darks. We cut things.
We played so hard.
Yep. We'll see what happens next week. We're all
Once
good for
again,
next week.
The more,
Yeah,
yeah,
I should be good.
I should be good. Actually, next week is the 21st.
Next week is
right?
also Father's Day. And yes.
Tentatively
21st.
good. Tentatively good. I do work in food service, and it's a holiday.
Are they open
Tentatively.
there?
We've never closed.
Are you getting shifts like they're open and full?
No, yes.
Okay.
But it's tentative. It should be fine, but I just don't have my schedule for next week, so that's what I mean by tentative.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, we'll probably be back then. If not, we'll probably play board games for a one-shot. We'll figure it out. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Yep.
Bye.